Hi, I'm on my way to Chicago today. I have an appointment with a producer from Second City. She's agreed to answer some questions from me about innovation and improv. I'm hoping that by talking with her, we can learn a little bit about innovation and improv and how we might put the two together to help us be more innovative in our daily lives or in our jobs. While I'm in Chicago, I'd like to stop by the Blue Man Group Theater also. I think Blue Man Group is really innovative, and I want to see if someone there can tell me a little bit about, well, the history of Blue Man Group, how they think they're innovative, and maybe what we can learn from Blue Man Group as we learn how to try to be more innovative in our lives and in our jobs. Stay tuned, I'll report back. Well, I'm in Chicago now, actually Oak Park, and I'm on my way to Second City. My GPS tells me when to turn. And if you think about it, that's pretty darn innovative. Wherever I am, off course, anywhere, it'll keep sending me to Second City till I finally get there. That helps a lot from when I used to have to look at maps while I was steering with my knee. That's a good innovation. Be there soon. Okay, here I am at Second City, waiting to talk to producer Robin Hammond. Cool place. Hi everybody, I'm here with Robin Hammond, a producer at Second City, and as I promised, Robin has agreed to answer some questions that I have about innovation, and we'll see what we can learn about this, and also we can talk a little bit about coming to Second City for a workshop in the 2010 Innovation Road Trip. So here we go. Hi Robin.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm good.
Robin, do you ever think of Second City as being innovative?
Always.
How so?
The Second City was founded on innovation. You know, one of the great books that was written about the Second City is an oral history called Something Wonderful Right Away. And that's one of the things you get with improvisation is you take nothing and you create something out of it. And that's really what we do at the Second City. We use improvisation, which is creating scenarios, creating scripts immediately from suggestions, and then building a scene out of that suggestion. So we're always innovating. We're always taking something and making something else out of it, which I think is what innovation is all about. Even from a business standpoint, one of our major businesses is our theaters, the main stage, our resident theaters, our main stage, our ETC theaters. But we also have a variety of other businesses at the Second City which come from this innovation and come from this yes and improvisational background. We have touring companies that go out on the road. We have a Second City Communications which works with businesses to teach them how to use these improvisational tenets to create better businesses, to create better employees, to create better environments. And then we also, of course, have our training center, which teaches people how to do this work. How can they do this work and create theater, or how can they be better presenters or better communicators? So we're always innovating. We're always looking for ways to use what we do every day to create new things.
And creative is a word that you've used more than once in this.
Yeah, that's what we do, right.
So I think maybe if my students know about Second City Improv, they're familiar with creative performers.
Absolutely.
And you're also saying that the organization itself, Second City, is a creative organization or an innovative organization.
Absolutely, from top to bottom. It's one of those things, the people that populate the Second City are creative, both on stage and behind the scenes. Most of the people that work at the Second City are creative on many different ways, creative in the work that they bring to the Second City, but we also have writers, we have, filmmakers. Everyone here, it seems like, has a million different talents, which is exciting, and everybody brings that to the table every day.
I'll bet it is.
Mm-hmm.
And a word to my students, if you earn the certificate in innovation,
Mm-hmm.
you've got some talent that possibly Second City or a like-minded organization could use.
Absolutely. We're always looking for people that are innovative, for entrepreneurs, people that can come into a situation and aren't just looking for direction or aren't just looking for, okay, what do I do next? But people that themselves are looking for, okay, what's the next thing that we can do? What's the next big thing?
Mm-hmm. That's exciting. Here's another question. What do you think is at the heart of improv?
Honesty. You have to be honest. And intelligence. You know, one of the things is, I know a lot of people would say funny, that makes sense, but the funniest things are the most honest, you know, observations on life or the most honest observations on politics. You have to really be truthful. You can't put, when you improvise, it's a difficult thing to explain. The best improvisation is improvisation with heart, and improvisation that looks at a situation honestly and gives an honest observation on it. It isn't just a, oh, I'm just going to do this to be funny, or this is wacky, or I'm going to put on this hat. It has to be something that's really from the heart. And I think anytime you're creating something that's new or creating anything, there has to be a passion behind it. There has to be an honesty about it, and the person that's portraying it or doing it has to really feel it, has to really be behind it.
This is a lot like one of the things we learn in class. We study a rather famous psychologist named Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who was here at Chicago, at the University of Chicago. Yeah, we spend a half a semester learning it.
I'm sure.
And he says you have to learn an area very deeply before you can truly be creative.
Yeah.
He calls it a domain.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm Gladwell calls it something else. He says you have to have 10,000 hours
Yeah,
in something.
right.
But I guess you're saying, to be really innovative in an improv sense, it has to come from within you. You can't just make it up.
No. Yeah, it has to be real. It has to be honest. Absolutely. It has to be, and yes, we definitely, we talk a lot about Malcolm Gladwell and his 20,000 hours. And that's one of the things when people leave the Second City, when actors in particular leave the Second City residence stages, one of the things that they have behind them and one of the reasons that they're so successful is that they have those reps. They've done 8 shows a week for 52 weeks a year, sometimes for up to 3 years. That creates amazing improvisers. They're people that know how to work within an ensemble, they know how to write, they know how to act, they know how to be professional. They know, by the time they leave the Second City, they've had the best improv training they could possibly have, if only because they've had the opportunity to do it in front of sold-out audiences 7 nights a week or 6 nights a week.
Takes the jitters out.
Exactly. It's like, let's just do it.
Like the Beatles in Germany in that book. They just play in those clubs forever.
Right, exactly.
Well, that brings up another question.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
You're the brand.
Right.
How do you keep it fresh?
Well, the nature of what we do, I think part of it is our casts are always changing. We constantly have a new flow of students. Those students then become conservatory students. Those conservatory students then become actors in our touring companies and on our residence stages. They become teachers in our training centers. They work at the Second City in some capacity. I think the one great thing about the Second City and having a brand like the Second City is that people want to work here. We attract people from all over the United States, sometimes from all over the world, that want to work here and want to contribute. And because of that, because there's this constant ebb and flow of talent in all areas of the Second City, I think that's what keeps it fresh. There's always a fresh perspective. But at the same time, people know what we do. We do we do a review format show. The basic level of what we do in terms of the main stage, the format of what we do never changes. But the people, the perspectives, and the points of view are always changing.
New people, new experiences, new take, their own particular take on life.
Exactly, yep.